Welcome to the Blended Mamas podcast, where we talk about co-parenting, the good, the bad,
the funny, and the sad.
I'm Maria, I'm the stepmom.
And I'm Sam, I'm the mom.
And today is a Shituations episode, our favorite ones. We got a few situations from you guys you want to hear our thoughts on. And so we're going to cover those first, and then I found some juicy ones on there.
Yeah, let's just name it that. Juicy situations.
Yeah. Okay.
Worcestershire sauce.
Here, wait. Let me see. Let me pick one.
Yeah. You pick which one.
Okay.
Yeah.
This one's good. Yeah. Okay. We'll start with this one.
Okay.
We got this on Facebook.
I'm excited.
When one house doesn't communicate to the other about a secret date on family game night. So, because they wrote it out, but then I might need to go back and explain because they didn't set the whole scene. But okay. So apparently, they're saying that Biomom lied to our kid, saying that they have more important errands to run than going to family game night. Am I the asshole for being upset about this? Coming from stepmom, husband and I are chill people, but when it comes to lying, especially to our kid, it makes me upset. She could have postponed it and come up with a different time to hang out together, or have gone on a different night to the fair. But it's that we have more important errands to run than a family game night that gets me. So apparently, to set the scene, they had a family game night planned with all of them, and then mom told their kid that she has important errands to run, so she can't go. And then they found out later that she went on a date with somebody to the fair instead of family game night. So is she the asshole for being upset or not? Well, there's also a lot of variables. Is this your time or is this mom's time?
Yeah. 1, 2. Okay. This is just my opinion. I don't normally do this. I'm pretty honest when it comes to telling you guys if something comes up or anything like that.
I'm also very I want you to go on dates.
Yeah, you're the one that tells me to go
on
them.
I'm more like, I could
just cancel it.
I'm like, dude, bring her here. I want you to go out and find love. Get out of here.
Yeah, and now I'm more like, it's okay. I can just stay home. I'm fine,
Yeah.
But, okay, I don't think... Fuck, that's...
Well, because
I have a lot of opinions, but I also feel like you don't have a reason to be upset.
Right. I think she's really picking at the point that mom's lied to her daughter and said, I have more important errands to run.
I think wording
could have been better, but I don't think it's fair for you to hold her back from living her life. You know? Especially, it sounds like if you guys do family game nights together, that's incredible.
It's like a recurring thing. So it's not like, oh, you guys planned this for months. And then she was just like, I'm going to cancel it. Because honestly, it is hard in the beginning. In the beginning, even you can admit, it's very hard to tell it because of the fact that you don't want to put that energy out there yet. If I'm dating someone or if I'm going on a date, it's because I've been talking to this person for a while and I told you about it.
And also,
but I will not introduce, I don't saying it.
You're not
because I don't know where it's going to be.
You're not going to
especially this one. Yeah, I will never tell her when I'm going on a date unless I know I'm going to go on another date with her.
Exactly. So wording it as an important errand makes more sense to your child, and you're not telling her I'm dating people and freaking her out possibly. Yeah. Also, you know how fucking hard it is to plan a date when you're a single mom?
Very hard.
I've heard from her and quite a few other friends. I was
going to say, we actually have a lot of friends that are
quite a few other friends about how damn hard it is to schedule a date.
Are you kidding me? It's even fucking hard to schedule a date when you're married.
Thank you. Last time we went on a date was literally December.
Yeah. You guys, and then I have friends that are married too with kids, and they even I haven't had a night out with my husband in months.
You want to know? Our last alone time was the drive back from Universal. That was the last time we were alone. And we were like, should we stop somewhere, take advantage? Or I'm like, I'm fucking tired. No,
I would have can I just lay down? Because I'm really tired, but I kind of want to do this right now. Can we just pull over? I'll lay down. You just go at it, and then we're good.
I can't. So I don't know. I mean, she could have communicated better, and maybe just tell her that, it sounds like you guys probably have a good relationship because you're doing family game nights together. Yeah. So I'd be like, look,
but being upset and holding that against her, I feel like is not okay.
It's not necessary. That's
necessary. That's actually what makes it turned into a bigger thing than what it actually needs
to be.
This
is like so small. Water under the bridge.
I would have been like, why didn't you tell me you wanted to date?
Yes, exactly.
Like I could have covered for you, or I said something.
Yeah, just
or like you're not lying to the daughter, because in reality, it's none of her business.
Yeah, and mom probably doesn't want her to know that stuff.
No, yeah, I really like when Jaden catches me talking like on the phone or anything like that. I really need to like tone my shit down because I'm too loud. She's like, "Who are you talking to?" Yeah, and I'm like, "No one." She's like, but who was that? I heard a guy, and I'm like, what the fuck? How did you hear that? Yeah, like she's very fucking nosy. She is, but she's also very protective. So I get it. That's why I don't really tell her a lot of things, because in reality, and I do tell her, I'm like, Jaden, it is my personal business. It is none of yours. Yeah. Like, I'm sorry to say that to you. I understand that sounds really mean, and I totally get that. But I'm not going to date someone and talk to you about it. Yeah. If I don't see it being anything, or I'm not even sure if it's going to be anything. Right. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. It's very hard to, to do that. Yeah. And I feel like you just need to give mom some grace. Obviously, if this like repeats and it happens and a lot, and she's constantly like bailing on her kid to go be with a guy, then have dad talk to her about it, But this one time missing out on family game night, I'm sure it sucks. I'm sure her kid was, your kid was disappointed mom didn't make it, but mom needs her time too. Yeah. And she needs to, And if she probably just is also kind of tired just being like the third wheel too. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. When you see that, like when you see relationships blossom and then you see how your ex and their wife is being, or, you see how your exes are like going off and living your life and you're just like stuck in mom mode and that mom guilt. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like let her live a little. It's not gonna hurt. Now, if she's literally just dumping the kid on you guys and like on her time and like then I have an issue. But if it's a family game night, which I totally get, but at the same time, if she doesn't do it all the time, leave her alone for this one. Yeah, like I'm sorry, it's like something silly to be. It's something. I think it's more or less like you just don't like for me, because I can kind of relate on this part. Like no new people. I'm very much like that. No new people. Like I have my circle. Yeah. Don't invite anybody unless I know who they are. I'm very much like that. I am. But I'm also very much like, okay, if we go out and you guys are going to introduce me to new people, okay, just warn me about it. Yeah. But considering it's like a guy that your friend is going out with, because I'm assuming you guys are friends because you guys are doing fucking game night. Yeah. And you don't want them to get hurt or anything. So, yeah, that protectiveness and everything like that. I totally get that. But being upset with her because she maybe worded it a little wrong. Yeah. Let her. And again, like, I think you made a really good point that I don't think it's appropriate for her to tell her kid, I'm going on a date. Yeah. Even if it was, in what situation is that okay? Yeah. Honestly, I feel like saying, "Oh, I have important errands to run." It makes more sense to the child, and it's leaving them out of her business. That's why you're going out, mom. I get it. Yeah, it's one to minimize questions because kids do like to ask a lot. Right, and she doesn't know if this guy's gonna. And who knows? Yeah, like I said, I don't say. I tell like Jaden's a little bit older now, and she just doesn't give a fuck because she also knows how I am too. And she's like, certain dates though. Like if it's someone that I've gone on previous dates or I've been talking to, like I said, for a long time, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just fucking irritated. She's like, why? I was like, this guy I was talking to. She's like, is he nice? I'm like, yeah, he's nice. Does he have kids? Yeah. Or no? And I'm like, why the fuck are you asking? She's like, I just don't want you to date. She literally tells me she doesn't want me dating. Yeah. She wants me. She does. Alone. She told me that herself. That's messed up. And I was like, so I can't like marry anybody if I find it? No. I don't want you to get hurt. No. Yeah. So I understand why the mom fucking said that. Because you don't want to hear that. But the only reason why I'm more open now with Jaden is because she is getting older. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Other than that, but I still tell her, I'm like, no, I'm not seeing anybody though. I'm just dating. Yeah. Doesn't necessarily mean I'm committed to any of these motherfuckers. Like, no. Exactly. Yeah. So no one's getting introduced to anybody in my family unless I know it's for sure. Yeah. So I like that.
We got another one. Okay. I think it was on
here.
Oh, sorry.
Where was it? Oh, girl.
I did hear it.
I know. Me and Jenny gotta go grocery shopping.
Okay. I have a question. Oh, no. Hi to the both of you. I have a question.
Hi.
How would you go about dealing with this situation?
Uh-oh.
My daughter's stepmom doesn't talk to her nicely. She swears at her. At my house, we don't swear at people. I have brought this up with her father, but nothing has changed. I asked my daughter if she was swearing at her or whether she was swearing at something. For example, if she stubbed her toe, but she clarified that it is swearing at her, which is making her upset. My daughter is 10. How would you go about this in your dynamic, and do you have any tips? I'm from Australia, and I love your page. Thank you for all you do.
Oh, my God. Thank you.
We have a lot of Australian fans.
From down under.
Yeah, a lot of Australian besties.
Right?
Yeah, down under.
Down under. I love those, like, I'm sorry, but side note, like, those kangaroo fucking, like, videos.
Of them, like,
them, like,
fighting.
No, where, like, a guy, like, saw, like, their dog getting hurt, and you just see him just...
I've seen that.
But, like, the way that the kangaroo, I was like,
they're
dude.
They're buff.
They're fucking huge.
They are.
I would literally be like, it's okay. I'm sorry, Fluffy.
They're all buff.
I'm sorry, Fluffy. I love you.
Fluffy. You know? No, there was a movie. It was a stupid kids movie, funny movie. It was like Jack.
Kangaroo Jack?
Yes,
Kangaroo
yes,
Jack.
I love that movie.
Seen that in so long.
I loved that movie as a kid. That was so funny.
Oh my God, yes. Okay, I know. Side note, sorry. But yes, thank you for that. Honestly, I would actually just say it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be okay with that.
If he is not saying anything, that would piss me off more too.
Yeah. I'd be like, you don't care?
That
our kids, especially because your kid is 10 and they're telling you that they're upset about it.
Yes.
That's not okay. And, like, I mean, I like that you asked your kid about it. You know, like what is the context?
Or is it just yeah.
But if dad's not going to take the initiative to, like, what does dad say when you have the conversation? Is he saying, oh, no, it was this situation? Or are you able to call stepmom and be like, hey, what's going on? Like, this is what she said to me and she's upset.
Or the bitch is very sneaky
and she only does it
in front of him.
Which is crazy.
That's when you know for sure, like, it's no. Those are like the kind of things that, like we said, we don't really promote, like, going to court or anything like that, because honestly, like I said, I've been through that numerous times, like, for God, until I was like 18, and it's not fun, and it does kind of put a lot of stress on your kid. I'm case in point, trust me, but sometimes it is necessary.
Right. And so, I don't know. I feel like
I would definitely try and talk to her.
I would, talk to her and be like, what's going on? Like, just confront her. I mean, you don't have to come at her all crazy, but I would
talk to her and see how her tone is.
Right. Like, what's going on?
If she's just a cursor, like me, I naturally just curse at everything.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily mean at someone. Like, I'll curse at someone too, of course, but, like, that's literally like my
and like we're different in that way.
Yeah,
I don't curse. Yeah,
you really don't.
When I get riled up, I do, but like not all the time. Where to you, it's just like a natural part of your everyday language.
Oh, fucking shit, son of a bitch.
Right,
literally.
Like,
I
already know.
Yeah,
Marceliano, one day he's gonna go, motherfucker, and it's gonna be your fault. That will be your fault. Because you say that all the time. Every time he and Cree gets all cries, she's like, yeah,
I'm like, yeah, right. Motherfucker.
Yeah. And one day he's going to say it, and I'll be like, yeah, that was you.
I know. No, don't say that. No, don't say that. Only no name.
But obviously, like, I just know that's how she is as a person.
How I am.
She's not being, like, mean to my kids. You know, it would be different if it was directed at them. Like, you're a mother effer.
Like, then I'd be like, you motherfucker. No, I'm like, oh, motherfucker.
Right.
Yeah. But you've also seen me with my nephews, and I
see you with Jaden.
And Jaden, yeah, I'm like that, just period.
You know, like there is just a different tone because that is just a part of your everyday language.
Yeah.
And so you do use those words when you talk with Jaden, and that she's used to that. That's all
and
she's
she
ever
really
known.
doesn't even like cuss. Like, she'll ask me like permission, of course.
Yeah,
and I'll allow it, but even then, I'm like, hey, certain words I'm not okay with.
Right.
You know, like,
and you know what this reminds me of though is like,
I'm like afraid.
I always bring this up because it was so like I know you. We weren't friends at the time, but I know your dynamic.
Oh,
so
God.
like one night I was putting Jaden to bed and she was younger, like 8 or 9. And anytime it was bedtime back then, I mean, she would come up with any excuse under the moon to get you to stay and talk with her more.
Oh my
and
God,
like,
yes.
So, we had gone through her routine of things.
Her milk
I'm like,
and
all
her
right,
sandwich.
yes,
remember
okay.
it all.
It's time for bed. And she's like, I don't know. Like, she was upset. I'm like, what's wrong? She's like, my mom and my mama hit me.
Oh my God, yes, I fucking remember.
I was like, okay. Well, what happened? Why? What kind of hit and why? And she's like, well, it's because I got in trouble. I'm like, okay, so they spanked you. They're allowed to do that,
Mind you, I did not spank her.
And then I remember telling you about it, and you were like, oh my God. So like she definitely, I don't know why she felt like she needed to do that, but she would definitely do little things like that to get extra like comfort from each house.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's kind of one of those things that I think it's really important that you communicate with stepmom on this, because it may be something like that.
It may be something like that. But honestly, if she becomes very offended that you're even like assuming that, the bitch is guilty. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Because if you're going to come like that defensive over that, and it's like, I'm just asking, what's going on? Like, she's telling me these things.
And she said she's upset about it.
And she said that she's upset about it. I just want to know what's going on. I'm not accusing you guys of anything. I just want to see what's going on.
Right.
That's it.
Then that's fine. And like we've had those conversations, she's called me up and been like, hey, she said this. Can you tell me what happened?
What happened?
And then we talk through it, and it's just like you have to have, I feel like there's a level of trust you have to have with your co-parent. And so, if you call and you feel like she's willing to talk about it and she takes responsibility for the fact that she whatever happened and she understands why she felt that way and she's going to work on it, great.
Yeah.
Then it's good. I am really disappointed that you brought it up to Dad and he hasn't addressed it or said anything.
That would piss me off.
That makes me more upset, to be honest. And now because he's not doing anything, you're in this uncomfortable spot where I feel like you have to reach out to stepmom. Yeah. And who knows what kind of relationship you have. Like, that's uncomfortable.
And that's my thing too. And how, I mean, we've always had this conversation, like even on this podcast, that I hate that the man is always left out of the conversation. But at times, like, you kind of, like, it's like they choose to stay out of it. It's like, well, I'll just let them do it. No.
He needs to be involved.
No. Yeah. Get his ass, get her ass, and be like, we need to squish this right now.
Yeah.
I want to know what's going on. And if nothing good comes from it, or if it's a conversation that you have to have again, which I feel when it's conversations like that, you should only have it once.
Right. Absolutely. As soon as you hear that something you did affected your shared child enough for them to go to their other house and tell them, it's like, oh, okay, I have to watch myself. Like, I'm going to take responsibility for that and make sure it doesn't happen again. Thank you so much for bringing it to my attention. Like, let's move forward.
Yeah. That's why, like, even, like I said, like, when Jaden had said that to you about that, I was like,
I didn't even bring it up.
I didn't fucking hit her.
I didn't even bring it up.
I was like, and then when I asked her, I was like, when was this? She's like, we were just going to bed. I'm like, I was like, Maria, she literally did that to me the other day with my mom. Because, like, my mom used to just stay with me. Yeah. And so Jaden used to love, like, all the kids love sleeping with Mama. That's like,
she's probably talking shit about you to Mama.
I fucking heard her. Because our rooms were right next to each other when I had my apartment. And I was like, and my ex at the time, he's like, are they talking? I was like, yeah, they always talk. Like, Jaden, this is her way of not wanting to go to bed.
Right, she always.
And he's like, even he caught that too, because she started talking to him whenever we used to whenever we used to spend the night. And I was like, Jaden, enough, go to sleep. I was the only one that would call her on her little shit.
No, I used to too. Then, I had to cut it off. I'd be like, look,
like,
you have this amount of time to talk,
but you need to go to bed.
Yeah. And then she get all emotional, and I'm like, girl, you need sleep. You're just sleepy.
You don't love me. She used to tell me that all the time. You don't love me. I'm like, what the fuck? Go to bed, Jaden. She's like, but I want to sleep with you.
I kind of miss those days because now she doesn't even care
so much. No, me. She still does.
Well, good. Your mom, you know.
know.
Now she's like, have fun with those babies over there.
Yeah, no, but sometimes she's like, Mom, I just need to have my own space.
She does. She does.
I'm like, okay.
I need my own space.
I was like, so do I.
I tell her all the time. I'm like, I'm jealous. Please go enjoy your room. Yeah. I would if I could.
I'm like, you know what? I need space too. But then I get lonely. I'm like, Jay, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But I would hear her do the same thing. Mama hit me, Mama. And then I hear my mom, oh, that fucking bitch. I'm going to fuck her up for you. Son of a bitch. That fucking motherfucker. So literally, I talk just like, I'm like that with my mom. Like, all of us are like that, okay? So that's why to me, I'm like, no, I don't believe her because I've seen it myself. Yeah. But when it comes to that and like you had said, who knows how the relationship is. Right. I would say give it a try. And if that doesn't work, then that's when the courts, it gets ugly. It's so bad.
Right. And really try to pull dad in. And like, I don't understand why.
Like, I had this conversation with you. Either you have it again or we're going to have to go to mediation and fucking do this out. Right. Because this is like, it's ridiculous that our daughter keeps feeling this way. Or even have the conversation in front of your fucking daughter. Like, be like, hey, does, or like,
asking her how she
feels. Like, what does it feel? Not like talk about like the discussion, but like bring her in so that he can see her.
We had a lot of family powwows after we had Bo. After we had Bo, because Jaden, I point here because her room's on the other side, but Jaden just needed to be heard by all of us. Yeah. And so it really did give her space. And she was 10 at the time, just like your kid. And it gave her space to express what was going on, and then she would just like love it and start talking to us about everything. I have a question.
So I got a question. I'm like, oh,
and we're like, yeah, and it's something completely off topic. And
we're like, no, I was every single time. I'm like, oh god, because I already knew. I'm like, this kid is not going to stay on topic right now. It's like her EDD just fucking kicked in.
But also, we know that we're not going to start duking it out in front of her. No, none of us are going to start yelling and screaming in front of her. So if you feel like you could do that where it stays calm and positive for her,
then do it.
If not, then
if you guys are both hotheads, because at first, like, it took me and Carlos a while, because if she said if me and him even said anything remotely somewhat offensive to one another, it would just explode.
Ignite.
It would just ignite, where I'm like, what the fuck? And then he'd be like, what the fuck? And then like we both get into it. Yeah. But then we never, I'm telling you, till this day, and she's 13, never fought in front of her.
Yeah, that's really important.
Yeah. Never had an argument, never rose our voices at one another. Like, we talk shit to each other and everything, but like,
and she laughs because
she laughs at it because like she eggs it on though too. Yeah. Like, she'll side with
like,
Carlos.
Hey, remember that one time that
Mom, remember when you said this about Dad? I'm like, yeah. So
she'll do it in front of him.
Yeah.
Just so he can be like, wow, Sam, that's fucked up.
That's fucked up. Sam. Yeah. And I'm just like, dude, you did that to me too. And he's like, oh yeah. And like laugh about it. I'm like, you see?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would literally have a conversation again with the dad and the stepmom, but I would definitely have a conversation with the dad and your daughter, so that way he can actually see too. Because if she's like, well, Dad, you were there when da-da-da-da, you know what I mean? Because they can literally rat you out without even realizing it.
Right. And again, as long as you feel like it will stay peaceful if you do that. You do not want to fight in front of your kid. No. If you feel like it can stay peaceful and you give your daughter a moment to express how she's feeling to all of her parents, I think that's really, it actually helped a lot when we
did that.
Adjusting to having Bo, because it was a completely different dynamic for Jaden. So
because she always told me, and I was like, okay, do you want me to talk to your dad? So I would actually have the conversation with them first, and then I would be like, I think all of us need to get together so that way we can all hear from her.
And we'd bring her downstairs, and then we would all talk to her about it and say, and just validate what she was feeling and let her know what we were going to do to work on it and ask her if there's anything else. And she would she would totally take the time to tell us everything and have her more. Little and more. It was fun. More. Those are fun.
Yeah, I like those. Yeah. We haven't had one in a while, but okay. I feel like we probably do need one coming soon.
Oh, Lord.
Let's see. I know. She's getting older. So we gotta.
Okay. Where are we? Oh, I wanted your thoughts on this one.
Oh, God.
I saw this one on a Facebook group.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it's anonymous.
Okay.
My ex and I, her ex-husband, and I share 2 girls, 11 and 7 years old. We've been divorced going on 7 years now, and we're both remarried. He has no other children. My husband and I are due tomorrow with a baby girl. Naturally, our girls are over the moon excited. Our 7-year-old is a very curious kid, and while getting the baby's nursery together, she had a lot of questions around babies. The other day, I was cleaning my breast pump parts, and she asked me what it was for, so I explained it. That led to a long list of questions about the female body and all the amazing things it can do. Obviously, everything was explained on an appropriate level. We are a very open household when it comes to bodily talks. My husband works in a medical field and answers questions in a more of a clinical way, if that makes sense. And I want our girls to be comfortable with their bodies and not left in the dark, so to speak. Well, I guess the breastfeeding the baby topic came up at her dad's house the other day. And he apparently told them it would be inappropriate for me to show myself to them while feeding the baby. Now, personally, I do choose to cover up while feeding. Yes, both my other girls were breastfed and bottle fed, but this is a personal choice. But while in the comfort of my own home, I am more lenient on that. I have my girls 70% of the time, and I guess he expects me to not breastfeed my baby 70% of the time because he finds it inappropriate. Now it also worries me because I don't want our girls growing up thinking something so natural is somehow wrong or dirty. What are your thoughts?
What the?
What's wild to me is she breastfed her 2 daughters that she had with her ex-husband.
Was he like, no, don't do that in front of people?
And she said she does like to cover up, but like also at home? No. Titties out, man.
You know how many times I've seen her chi-chi?
Yeah.
Chi-chis?
Literally.
Chi-chis.
Yeah.
All the time she's like,
if I'm home, I'm in my house, like,
go balls to the wall and show them chi-chis. Like,
I don't get it.
Especially if you're feeding a baby. And I'm sorry, but for us women in general and us having daughters, they are going to get curious about our body because it's pretty much like they don't have everything that we do. And they do, but it's like they don't.
This is the example for them,
this is an example. Yeah. Like, no, this is what happens when you do have a baby. Some people don't have that ability, but if you are able to, this is how you do it. This is very natural. This is very, blah, blah, blah.
I hate that.
How in the fuck is a man going to tell you
it's inappropriate
what to do with your body when he has girls?
Yeah.
What the?
She made a really good point at the end. Like, she doesn't want her daughters to grow up thinking this is inappropriate.
Like, inappropriate. No, it's
Why is he sexualizing that?
That's literally how it feels.
Yeah. That's sexualizing the fact that she's going to breastfeed.
Don't be doing this. And it's like, so you don't want me to feed my child?
Yeah. I would be like,
first of all, fuck you.
Literally.
Okay, fuck you.
And don't talk about that in front of my kids. Don't talk about
my daughter. Like, don't talk, not my daughters, but like, don't talk to me about what I need to do with my body.
Well, I guess he told them it was inappropriate. No. And they came home and told their mom. I think, right?
How old were
11 and 7.
Oh my God. At 11 years old, do you know the kind of fucking questions this girl was asking me?
Oh, for sure. I know.
She still asks me fucking questions.
She asked him here, too. What'd she say?
Oh my God.
He apparently, he told them it would be inappropriate for me to show myself to them while feeding the baby.
No.
I hate that he said that at all, that he talked about that at all with them.
Like, what the fuck?
That infuriated me.
I would have called him and be like, who the fuck do you think you are?
Don't ever talk about my body.
Like, my body to our daughters.
Who are going to grow up.
Who are probably going to grow up and want kids at some point or maybe never.
Breastfeed.
And they might be able to breastfeed. How in the fuck are you going to tell?
And I just feel like parent to parent, you should be able to say that to him.
Yeah. Like, I would have been like, you can go fuck yourself,
like,
bro.
Dude, how could you say that? Like, that's how I fed our daughters, who you love and are thriving, right? And then now you're going to go and say shit like that to them and taint their view of this very natural thing that they may end up one day doing. How are they going to feel in front of you as a grandfather?
And what the hell does his wife say? What does his wife say about that?
I don't know.
Because for me,
and they don't have kids.
For me, they don't have kids.
They don't have their own.
But it does not matter. It does not matter what if the wife actually wanted to have a baby later on.
Right, and now she's going to feel uncomfortable.
And then she's going to be like, oh, it's inappropriate for me to show that I'm feeding our
yeah,
child.
Could you imagine if you had said,
if my husband, oh, hell no.
You were like, I think that's inappropriate for
I'd be like, bye. The fuck? Get out of my house. Bye. Hell no. If I were to ever, by some miracle, the barriers get broken down and I have a baby, I would be like 40. But, and my husband or boyfriend, whoever the fuck I'm seeing, tells me it's inappropriate to feed my child in front of like literally their daughters or my daughters or whatever.
The most natural thing as humans we could do. Yeah.
That's literally like, do you think I put milk inside my boobs? Do you think I planted that in there? Do you think I take a pill and just fucking milk comes in there? No, motherfucker, it happens out of like nowhere. It literally is part of our body.
Biology. Yeah.
Like, do you not want me to feed our child then? Like, what the fuck? I
can't believe he would say that.
If you were to ever if any man were to ever tell me that's inappropriate, I'd be like, your face is, get the fuck out of here.
Dude, I'm also that person.
Like, your face is literally irritating me and I want to scratch your eyes out.
Sam and I are the girls that if you're ever breastfeeding in public and you feel uncomfortable, you just let us know.
Yeah.
We'll make sure you're good.
I got you. I'll stare at those motherfuckers right back and be like,
can I help you?
Do you want some? Yeah. Do you want some in your coffee?
I had to hear your
thoughts.
Fuck
no. And
I think now
divorce real fucking quick.
She has to like explain again to her girls why it's normal and natural and it's not a bad thing.
This is literally like, I would be that mom that's petty though sometimes and be like, well, thank God I haven't been because like it's never been, that. But if like Cars would have ever told you, no, that's inappropriate, I'd be like, okay.
Your face is
okay. No, I'd be like, okay. You would see me whip my chichi out right then and there. Fucking feed that baby.
And squirt him with my milk. That's inappropriate, sir. Okay.
Not to him. I didn't squirt it at him. No. A few of my friends, when I went back to work at Starbucks, they're like, does it? I was like, yeah, it squirts out. They're like, oh my God, I want to see. I was like, you guys want to see? So like we went into the restroom. Jackie was one of them. It is so exciting. And I was like, look at it. It went like that. And it literally just went whoosh. And she's like, oh my God, it goes like that. I'm like, yeah, I didn't know it went like that though.
Like everywhere. It
went everywhere. Like, fuck no. If you're going to tell me, no. Get the fuck out of here. I would have been like, get the fuck out of here before I hit you. Get out of here before I hit you.
Yeah, go educate yourself.
I'd be like, go educate yourself. No, but it's probably because of the fact, though, too, that a lot of men in general, not a lot, I can't even say a lot, but a very small group of men just are so stuck in their ways that so if you disagree with them, you're just wrong.
Yeah,
like, you're just wrong.
Yeah, they're not open.
They're higher up.
Yeah.
No. I'm going to say this is what it is. It's like, no, get the fuck out of here.
And that's where you just have to reiterate to your daughters that it's normal and it's fine and show them what a fucking strong woman is that can breastfeed.
Like, I wouldn't give a fuck. I'd be like, your dad could say that all he wants, but I'm still going to do whatever the fuck I want. This is my house.
This is my house. This is my body. This is your baby, my sister, child, or whoever coming in.
How do you want me to feed them?
This is how I fed you.
Yeah. Like, you ate from my boobie too,
Okay, so someone messaged us and said, this is something I saw in another co-parenting group, and it was that the bio mom agreed to let the child go on a cruise 6 months prior to them going. Mm-hmm. But now that it's coming down to the date, she wants to go to court over not letting the child go with dad because of school testing, dance practice, and a softball game. She saw it in another group. She's like, in the other group, the bio mom was getting raked over the coals because people were like, girl. But that could be a good topic for you guys to talk about. Vacations in general and not letting the child miss out on experiences with the other parent. It made me think of when we went to
I see both sides.
Tennessee. Well, my thing is she agreed to it when they booked it.
I was going to say,
which is
she fucked up by agreeing to it instead of actually looking out what they were going to be doing. The schedule, yeah.
The only thing I care about
schooling wise, I totally
get school testing.
Yeah, school testing, I totally.
Softball practice and a dance practice.
No, sometimes they're very depending because a lot of them are so
unless you're on like an all-star.
Lenient. Yeah, like some of them are fucking dicks about it.
I feel like that's for like all-star teams though.
Yeah.
You know?
No, it's so bad now. It is so bad. Like, I've seen in the amount of money that you drop on that shit, I totally get it. But at the same time, you shouldn't have agreed to it 6 months prior.
Exactly. And, or say, like, softball and stuff came up beforehand, you need to tell them right when you sign up, she's going on this vacation. We've already planned it out. Hey, this is she's not going to be here.
This is, if you have to bench her one game, that's fine. And but make it just that, because sometimes they'll work with you too.
And honestly, school, depending on the type of testing, if it's like just like a regular class test,
state test or whatever.
If it's a regular class test, usually teachers will work around it. But if it's state testing, then that's different, you know. Yeah. But it made me think of you, because we went on a trip, because her overall question was about like vacations and stuff. And I went to my childhood friend's wedding in Tennessee in November of 2022 when I was pregnant with Marceliano, and we brought everyone. So that included Jaden, and it was actually on your time.
It was on my weekend.
And so I remember you were like, let me think about it. I was like, okay. I was like, just let me know. But like, it was like a 2-week period. I was like, can you let me know in the next 2 weeks?
I thought it was longer than that. It was like a good month before.
It was a long. Because I had to book it, you know, and I didn't want flight prices to go up too much. But I was like, just let me know by this date, you know. But this is what we're planning on. I would love to take her, because this is my home, and I want her to be there. It would have felt so weird to go without her
as a family, not have her. Yeah, and at first I was like, I have issues though too, so it's not like. I do. Okay. I'm not afraid to fucking admit that shit though.
Well, I don't blame you. Not.
It's more or less because I did talk to her about it first, and she was like, no. And then when you guys had talked to her and, you know, everything, like, I saw that you had gotten upset when I told you. I was like, she said no. I was deep down happy.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't want you to go.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want you to go. Not because, because you're not going without me. No, because I can't get to her.
Yeah.
If she needed me and I can't get to her, I would fucking be so angry at everybody around me, where I'd be like, I don't want anybody talking to me for a while.
Yeah.
Like, please stay the fuck away before I hit someone. Like, leave me
alone. I would probably, I would lose my mind if I was, if it was my boys going out of state without me and something happened, I would lose my mind.
Yeah. Exactly. So I just always think of worst case scenario. I just go dark all the time.
Yeah.
But
go dark.
I just go dark really bad. But I feel like it was good for her to, travel.
Yeah, and she actually had a great time.
And I told her, I was like, okay, this is what I want. Like, when Jaden did change her mind, and I was like, babe, are you sure you want to go? Like, you can tell me. It's okay. She's like, yeah, me and Maria talked. And I was, I kind of want to go. And I was like.
Because I just explained to her what we were doing. I was like, look, this is why I want you to go. This is why I got upset. Is because it would mean a lot for you to go. This is where I grew up, and we're going to see my best friend Amanda and her kids, where they have chickens.
And I love Amanda.
We're going to go to Hannah's wedding. She's like basically my little sister. And we're going to go see Uncle Sean and Uncle Eric and your cousins out there. Like, it was like it was a very big. It was a 5-day trip, but we made like the best of it, Yeah. And we saw all of my I have family out there too. And so then after we talked about it, she was like, oh yeah, you know what? Like, yeah, I do want to go. And I was like, okay. I was like, all right. And then I didn't, at that point, I was like, I don't want my feelings to get hurt anymore. So if she changes her mind, like, it's done. But,
it's done, yeah.
Yeah, but then, like, we kind of decided, like, okay, well, we're going to book the ticket. So
yeah. And I was like, okay, so you are going to go? She's like, yeah. I was like, are you sure?
Yeah.
She's like, yes. Because she can kind of be indecisive at times, too.
Right.
So I just always have to just reassure that this is really what you want.
And Sam packed her bag.
I packed her bag. They were like, oh, are you going to be able to fit? And I was like,
she's like, no, I will pack her bag.
I was like, I'm going to pack her bag. Don't worry. I overpack.
Sure? Yeah.
I'm an overpacker.
She had a good, and it ended up being a great trip. And
yeah.
I'm really glad Jaden went, and like, we had a great time. And we sent
I even brought her here.
We sent her updates.
Mm-hmm.
We sent Sam
updates. And I told Carlos, I was like, please watch her.
Oh, yeah.
Please. Like, I know it sounds like, oh, well, that's her dad. I know it's her fucking dad before.
No, but I know
because parents come at me all stupid.
I have boys with the same dad.
Yeah.
And I know what you mean by watch them.
Her.
Eyeballs.
Please. And I was like, don't be mean to her. If she feels like calling me, you fucking let her call me.
No, and she really.
I was so fucking paranoid because it's always been just, like I said, it's always been just me and her.
Yeah.
She's always been like attached to me.
She's like my bow. Bow's my shadow.
Yeah. You know, she's my butt cheek. And yeah. It was hard for me to let her go because, like I said, if there was anything that she needed me, if she were to ever call me crying, I would be fucking breaking apart. I was falling apart the whole fucking time.
I know. And then there was one day we just had a really busy day. Yeah. And so like we didn't
why isn't anybody answering me?
And we didn't have service. We were out in the country. Yeah. And so we didn't have service either. But I think as soon as we, like that evening when we got back and we had service, I think we reached out. We gave you an update. I was like, you guys are going to give me. I told everybody, they're like, you're really going to let her go. Everyone that I talked to were like, you're gonna let her go. My mom was the one who was like, Mija, just let her go. Oh, just let her go. She's gonna be fine. She's with her dad. I'm like, she loved.
I don't care. I was crying.
I know.
You were. As soon as they
you were crying.
I was crying, packing her shit, and then I cried when I saw a picture of her on the plane. I cried, and I was like,
I know.
She's okay though. Like I was falling apart.
And it's hard because like it was like that was her first plane ride.
Yeah.
Right. And so I know it can be hard when like the first are happening with one parent and not the other. Yeah. You know, like so where we live, Disneyland is really close. So I feel like there's always this like, and I don't know. I have no clue. I know you took her to Disneyland.
Oh yeah.
And I haven't heard he's never cared or mentioned anything about that. Yeah. But I have a lot of friends that co-parent, and I know Disneyland is always the issue.
The big issue, yeah.
I want to be the one. I'm the one to take her to Disneyland first. There's no way that so-and-so's going to take her, they're going to take her to Disneyland when I'm the one over here doing X, Y, and Z. And it's like, it's hard because I get it, especially if you're the majority parent and you do everything. Like, you want to experience the fun and be the fun parent. But it's also like, I feel like the other parent deserves, if they're present, you know, if they're a present, good parent, then they deserve like.
See, and the only reason why, like at first I felt bad that I did take her first, but after a while I was like, I never really got to do a lot of things with
as a kid.
Jaden.
Oh yeah,
at all.
Yeah,
because like I was like Carlos had more
the fun,
like the fun things all the time, and that's when he was like working at Starbucks. So his schedule was able to work around the time that he had her.
He would like he had like the fun schedule, basically. He didn't have the
everyday
schedule. I was like
always the 9 to 5.
Yep.
Or 9 to 6, you know, and I was like, okay, got her ready for school, get home late. And, you know, I was always, and I only had like Saturday and Sundays.
Fuck that.
I was like, so when the opportunity came and I did mention it to him, I mean, he didn't say, he's like, oh, that should be fun.
Yeah.
He didn't say anything bad. He didn't say anything mean.
I don't think he cared because I've never heard about it. I don't think
he really even cared that. It was just more or less like, well, I mean, at least you get to take her.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Because at the end of the day, it's about your child and what they get to experience. The fun,
yeah.
You
know?
And
I took so many pictures. I kind of traumatized the shit out of her again. That was actually the first time I traumatized her. I didn't realize how fat.
Which one? The Matterhorn. Which one? Space Mountain. Yeah? How old was she? That's like the Mummy.
Like 5? I think she met the height requirement, and I went with
That's hilarious.
But no, that was like the first time though. It was with my then boyfriend, and they all like his family always used to do big trips over there.
Yeah.
So he's like, yeah, let's take Jane. I'm like, yeah, okay, let's not take her on Space Mountain though, because she was a little tinier.
Yeah.
The second time or third time we went, my nephew James, my Gingy, we took him with us. And I was like, babe, are you going to ride the rides with me? And like, I was all excited, you know, because I think it was like, not his first time, but it was like where he can remember. And my ex, like, he was a big guy. And I was like, you better fucking hold my daughter. Because I was like, I need someone to hold her.
Well, Space Mountain's a little,
I didn't remember it though. So I went on there. All of a sudden, I hear her crying. I'm like, I tried turning, but it was like pitch black.
Yeah.
I was like, is she okay? And he's like, she's fine. And I hear, I don't like it. During Halloween.
Oh, so it was Halloween Disney is the best. One.
But it's fucking creepy.
We should go.
I didn't realize it was that creepy.
We should go this year.
I know, I'm totally. But we gotta go like during the day, like during the week.
Disneyland is just so fucking busy and expensive.
It's so expensive. I want to go during the week.
I just love Halloween Disneyland though.
Oh yeah, but during the week though, let's go like during the week.
We have to plan a day off.
Yeah.
Okay.
We could do like a Friday.
Because they have rides small enough for the boys.
Oh, yeah.
The boys will enjoy it. That's the thing, too. I know.
I want to do it now.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's plan it. But okay. I definitely feel like when it comes to cruises and all that stuff, I understand the whole entire, like, scheduling thing and all that. Like, I totally get that. And schooling is very important. But I wouldn't, if I was the mom, I wouldn't have said yes to it. Without fully knowing everything.
You got to think of that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, like, you have to plan that out.
And my thing is, like, if it matters the week of, it should have mattered then. Before. You know, if you're like, no, she has this, and this, then you should have had that same vibe a few months ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to be consistent. You know?
Yeah, it's probably just the jealousy thing. Like, you're able to do that.
And cruises, yeah, you're on a boat.
Yeah.
So I get it. That would freak me out too, but
I would be fucking freaked out.
We gotta do a family cruise together. We have to. I love cruises too. We need to make a lot of money so we can do all these trips.
Fine. I sell my ass.
So we gotta do. All right.
Okay.
All right. We'll wrap it up. But those were some good situations. So thank you guys for sending them in. If you have any more you want to hear our thoughts on, you can email them to theblendedmamas@gmail.com. I'll put it in the show notes. And follow us everywhere. Instagram.
Yeah.
Facebook, TikTok, all the places.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And if you want to see the video episode of this to see our faces, subscribe on Spotify and you'll get access to all of our video episodes.
Yes.
Okay. Have a good one. Bye.